It's a beautiful day at GB9 Garage. But today, I want to get out of the garage. So let's get this car on the road. So what needs to get done is I got to put the wheels on it and then set it down on the ground so I can tighten up all the cross braces underneath the hood. Those are all still loose and you're not supposed to tighten those up until the car is sitting down on its own wheels. So let's get the wheels back on it. Let's set it on the ground. Let's tighten up these crossbars and then we can take it for a drive around the block. Now the brakes still need to be bled a little bit better. And then all of the trays underneath the car need to be put back on. And all the wheel arch liners need to be put back in. But for right now, I think we can take it around the block just like it is. So let's get this thing on the road. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am, but we're getting ready to put this thing back on its own wheels for the first time in a long time. So let me lower this. Well, there she is on her own wheels. Nice. All right, let me get these cross braces tightened up and then we can take this thing for a little spin around the block. So we've got the engine cross braces are all installed and they're torqued down to 49 Newton meters. So the tires are all on. I think it's time to go for a drive. What do you guys think? Here we go. Let's get this thing started and drive it out of the garage for the first time in about 8 months. So I'm freaking excited right now. I hope you guys are too. Start this thing up. Yeah, we got very squishy brakes, so we're gonna have to take it really easy, but we're gonna get this thing around the block. Hopefully we can get that air bubble to burp out of that ABS, and then we can rebleed the brakes and we'll be good to go. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing around the block. We don't have a lot of brake, but we have plenty enough to stop us. Gonna go pretty slow up and down for now. And just listen for any disasters, like seatbelt alarms. Let's get rid of that dinging so you guys don't listen to that. Oh, I think that's the hood open alarm. I don't have the hood latch installed yet. That's sort of annoying, but all right, let's just go. Other than the beeping, I'm not hearing a lot. I didn't put the hood latch on just because I'm kind of opening and closing that thing constantly. I feel like reaching underneath here to have to try to deal with that. But here we are. I'm not hearing any real rattles. Not hearing anything loose. Steering good. Woo! Man, I'm excited right now. Uh-oh, we gotta come to a stop. All right, yeah, we can stop. All right. Brakes are good enough. Definitely not safe, but they're good enough to get me stopped for the stop sign. I went ahead and let the engine warm up a little bit too so we can play around. Sounds good. So we got full engine temperature right now. So we can play a little bit, but obviously I don't want to break anything when I first got the thing on the road. But come on, we didn't do all this for nothing, did we? I'm also on a residential street in my neighborhood. I don't want to upset anybody. So, but we can mess around a little bit, I think, without getting into too much trouble. Oh yeah. See, I told you I'm pissing people off. Pissing people off. I got the finger wag at me. I don't think they understand the situation. I think if they knew the situation, they'd probably be a little more forgiving. Boy, that sounds good. All right, I got the hood latch alarm, and I got the beeping going on, so that's kind of annoying. I got a little tire pressure issue, but that's not a big shocker. But let's hit it again and see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! Woo, baby, woo! Success, I think. The traction control lets me go a little bit, so that's a little interesting, but it's grabbing on, so we're good. I think we'll go the other direction, not to drive by those same neighbors that are obviously a little bit upset with me right now. But one thing I should try too is actually putting this thing in manual and shifting it through the gears. So let's check that out real quick. All right, so we got it into third there, first, second, third. I don't think it'll stay in fourth, to be honest. Oh yeah, it does, so we're good. All the way through fourth gear, shifting through all the gears, no problem. And yeah, it's sounding good. Sounding real good. I am freaking excited. All right, so now what we need to do is get this thing back into the garage, get the hood latch done so I can stop listening to that beep. But put the arch liners back in, put the bottom trays back in, and yeah, I think we're in good shape. I think the car is rolling. Yeah, baby. All right, more to come. Let me get this thing cleaned up for a real ride. Well, do you ever do something so stupid that you just wonder how you've made it this far in life? Well, that was my day yesterday. So after all that excitement of driving the car around the block for the first time, I thought, all right, let's get this thing buttoned up. And I wanted to, of course, get rid of that dang hood open alarm. So I went and slapped the hood latch back on the car. But I forgot to connect the hood latch release cable to it when I did it. And the hood shut, and there's no cable to open it up. So I had to get out a drill and some really long drill bits. So if you ever do, that's the solution I came up with anyway. The hood latch is mounted on a bracket that goes right straight up from the bottom mountpiece here. And it's mounted with 2 bolts from the front this way. But through the grill you can see the back side of those bolts. So I didn't have a choice. I started with the smallest drill bit I could get, a little 1/4 inch bit, moved up to a 3/8 bit, to a 1/4 inch bit, and finally the 5/16 bit is finally the one that went through and was able to release that latch. I was able to then just re-bolt with a nut and bolt the latch back on. So we're okay. We can pop the hood now. And it's bolted in. I'm gonna look into replacing all that since it's kind of a mess now, but it is there. So let me show you what everything looks like all buttoned back up. All right, so we can now open the hood after our excitement yesterday. And there she is. I went ahead and stuck that Velocity AP badge there for right now. I haven't taped it down yet or anything. I'm just trying to decide if I want it there or not. I really wanted to get it up here on the 6.0 cover, but there's no flat area except for what's underneath there, which would be pointless. There was no flat enough area for it to fit anywhere without sticking over the edges. So I don't know. I still kind of dig it there. I think it looks pretty cool there. So maybe I'll just do it anyway, even though it does kind of stick over the sides a little bit. But otherwise, she's buttoned up. She looks clean. I still got to put some washer fluid in there, and because I just finally put that in yesterday, obviously. But everything's torqued down, and she's looking real clean. I was able to get the slam panel put back on. That's what I went to go do yesterday when I realized the hood was closed, and I had no way to open it. So there you go. Well, my plan right now is to then now get this thing washed. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to go into crazy detail right now, but it's been sitting in the garage for 8 months, getting real dusty. So I'm going to wash this thing off and fill up that washer fluid, and then I think I'm gonna take it for a little drive today. So maybe I'll catch some footage of that, and you guys can see the car driving around town. Yeah, and then we'll talk about what's next. All right, guys. So as I sit here in the car wash because I'm too lazy to pull out the hose and bucket and all that stuff today, I went to the drive-through car wash. It's okay. It's a brushless, so it's just spraying it down, doing this thing, and I'll hand dry it when I pull out, so don't get all worked up about me ruining the paint that's how old now? 15 years old? All right. Anyway, I sit here and I think, and I reflect on this whole project, and it's pretty crazy, right? I have no experience wrenching on cars, sort of professionally. I think I made that pretty evidently clear. But I still got out there and I did it. And I hope, if anything, this inspires some of you guys to go out there, guys and girls, to go out there and do your thing. Go out there and wrench on the car. Maybe don't have to go quite so extreme, drop the whole drivetrain out of the bottom of an Aston Martin. But, I mean, in reality, it's all nuts and bolts. Just be careful with the nuts and bolts, pull them out, put them back, and you'll be fine. There's nothing that's all that crazy about any of this. Now, obviously, experience is huge. You guys who do this on a daily basis know exactly where to go, and they're going to save a lot of time doing it the right way, or they have the right tool for the job. That's huge. There's no doubt about it. If you're doing it professionally and you try to take the amount of time it took me to do this, you're going to lose money real fast. But I'm not doing this professionally. I'm in my garage messing around, trying to have fun and mess around with the car and just enjoy myself. And so, anyway, I just thought I'd say that. I think this has been an extraordinarily fun project. The other thing that I think is cool, on any time I've ever wrenched on one of my cars before, when my first ar ever was a Volkswagen Bug, and I pulled the engine out of that and had to rebuild that because the engine was kind of blown when I got it. After that, I knew every little thing about that car. I knew all the nuts and bolts. I knew all the little rattles. I knew all the little noises that it made. So if something happened, I pretty much knew right where to go, or I knew right what was going on. And I think that's going to be the case now with this car. So, it's pretty exciting for me. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing out on the road again and driving it again and, enjoying the car the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. I've got a lot more things I want to do to this car. I want to pull this whole interior out now. It's getting pretty worn. It's garage kept for me, but I think it's been garage kept most of its life, but still some of the leather on the dashboard is all peeling off the corners. I'd like to redo all that. The steering wheel got reinstalled, I think, one notch off center. So when I'm driving straight down the road, it's just a tad. The steering wheel is a tad to the right, so I got to pull it back a little bit, which is pretty annoying. Now, I don't know if there's an adjustment for that. Here comes the experience part. If you're an experienced mechanic, you might know that rather than me. So I don't know if I have to pull the whole shaft and click it over one, run on the shaft and move it over, or if there is a way to adjust the rack up there and see if I can just maybe adjust it. I'm hoping that's the case, but I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to look into replacing that hood latch section on the hood. It's working fine, functioning fine. I'm not getting any kind of hood open alarms, so it's all working fine. But I don't like the fact that I drilled that out and now it's not bolted the way it's supposed to be. So we'll get that fixed up. But again, there's going to be quite a few projects coming. The car needs new tires, so there's going to be new tires going on it, and we're going to go from there. So anyway, again, I hope this has been inspirational. I hope this has been fun, enjoyable. I think you guys have had a good time based on the comments, except for Omar's, of course. Too bad Omar's maybe not tuning in anymore because this one's not a waste of time. Anyway, I'm gonna probably go for a drive this afternoon, and hopefully, like I said, I'll catch some footage. If you're a subscriber, I truly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It's Christmas weekend when this comes out, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time on GB9 Garage.